Good evening. Urban Nation Radio. This is Monday Night Love Sessions. I'm your girl, Keela Trinae. We have Miss Roro.
Good evening, y'all. How y'all doing tonight?
We have Cameron David. I can't see you. Chris's head is in the way, but I know you're over there somewhere. I wish I could hear y'all.
I wish I could hear you too.
I don't even know if I'm loud enough.
These headphones is definitely drowning.
Sound good.
Okay, great. I'm glad I sound good. And we have Dontrell Detroit.
Good evening.
In the building. So tonight is a special night because we have a special guest, but I'm gonna get to that in a moment. But how's everybody doing tonight?
Pretty good. Monday.
Yep.
Paid on Friday. Means I got money in the bank today.
It must be
And that's a
nice.
good
I
thing.
get paid once a month.
That's that teacher stuff. Can't
Man.
get with that.
I try.
I need that.
I do what I can to save.
How was
Sounds
your
like
weekend?
you guys had boring weeks.
Yeah, we didn't do
Jeez.
nothing.
I had an awesome week.
Okay.
I had a
Wait.
very awesome week.
Oh, the week. Oh, yeah. Boy.
So,
Weekend was great to me. Somebody took me out on a date, wine and dined me. You know what? I can get used to this.
wait a
That
minute,
must
they
be
wanted
nice.
to dine you?
Yeah, it is so sweet.
Didn't we talk about that
Like,
before?
Yeah, about how a girl can
No,
want to dine.
no, mainly them two, that
You
they don't
know.
want to spend money on women.
Hold on. No.
Oh, that's
No.
bad.
No.
That's bad if you don't want to spend money on
Hold on. Don't you go spreading rumors.
I do.
You never.
That means that girl's
never
listening right
heard
now.
that.
She's like,
You know me.
That's it.
And I never said
That
that I
would be
didn't
it.
want to spend money.
Right,
I
I said-
said I wasn't going to blow my money. There's a difference between spending and blowing.
Well,
Because I can spend $5 on a meal, but I can blow $100 on some stupid shit.
put it like this. She didn't let me spend all the money.
What is
So-
that supposed to mean?
So I'm saying she.
That means
We'll
you
save
go,
that
it's-
story
it's
for
rare.
another day.
No, that means you go Dutch. You
It-
pay.
Oh my.
What's wrong with that? There's no
I'm not
expectation.
splitting no meal. That's what
It was her idea.
Okay.
I paid for everything in the front. And she everything in the back.
The back end, exactly. That's Dutch.
Okay.
When there's no expectation.
But it was more of a gratitude type thing.
Okay, you made it seem like you were wined and dined. And
He did though.
She
that was
did
some
everything.
player shit.
Right? Like now you changing
I'm
your
just
story.
trying to give her just due.
Okay. All right. Well, enough about you all. Okay.
How are you with your gorgeous earrings?
Thank you.
Isn't
I'm
that
great.
cute?
I just got off spring break, so
Spring break.
Mad?
I am. am.
Wet t-shirt contest.
You
No,
mad?
no, my spring break.
None of that.
My spring break was kind
I
of.
mean, you have to get up.
You just turned up.
I did.
You have to get up this morning. You were
That's
highly
too
upset.
early for spring break to me.
But anyway, so as I told you all, we have a special guest on this evening. And so I'm just going to give you a little background about him, and then we're going to get right into it. And then Cameron, you're going to take it away, right?
Nope.
Yes, you are. All right, so we have, and I'm excited about this, singer, songwriter, actor, Keith Robinson, a.k.a. Black Keith, Kentucky native.
Speaking of which, were you rooting for Kentucky?
And
at
he's
all?
like the lightest person in the room though.
No, he's
Did
not.
you see the game?
I did. I just watched the game.
Yeah, outside of Chris.
I was sick. They wasn't calling fouls.
It happens, man.
They wasn't calling fouls. And they missed free throws. That's a lost the game.
Wait, but I'm sorry. Did you guys see the video of him? I don't know. I don't
fault.
follow all the students, but he was being interviewed, and they were asking him like,
Who's
"What
him?
is your highest?" I don't know who the guy was. Y'all might know. They were asking him, "What's your highest?" Or do you feel like you've like attained something, or
Right.
highest form of attainment, or something like that? They asked him, and then he
Achievement.
like turned. No, they said attainment.
Oh, okay.
And then he turned to the guy next to him, and was like, "What does attainment mean?"
Oh,
And then, yeah, so.
oh, so yeah.
Some people just there to play
Not
ball.
that word in the dictionary.
Well,
He,
it
never
is
got
what
to
it
that.
is. But you guys you interrupted.
I'm sorry. Actor, singer, songwriter, Keith, Black Keith, a.k.a. Welcome to Urban Nations. Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
No problem. So you said take it away, so I'm taking it from ya.
Thank you.
No,
I like that.
oh no, she
That
got
is cool.
no,
That
no,
is so
no, no.
cute.
You have your intro.
I did.
No,
Thank
go ahead, because I don't have the
Thanks, you
intro.
ruined the intro. You just ruined it for
Took
her.
it.
You just ruined the intro.
Man,
And you just killed it.
everybody's laughing right now. Read.
Go on, Nikila. Go.
Anyway, I'll just put it this way. Keith Robinson is amazing, and He sings and
So
he has a wonderful
sweet.
voice. And I got to meet him 7 years ago. We worked together.
Wow,
And
7 years ago.
it was 7 years ago.
You know.
And
What we
pretty
work on?
much. What did you say?
What did we work on?
What did we work on?
What did we work on?
I was.
Was that a trick question?
I was like,
What are you working on? What?
well, I was an assistant publicist assistant, and then you were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just making sure you remember that.
Oh, okay.
Right.
So,
yeah.
right.
She started stumbling at the words.
Anyway, so you've probably seen him in several different films. I know he has a lot of stuff coming up that we're going to talk about tonight. And, you know, stay tuned. So we're going to go through all of it because it's all on my list somewhere in here. We're going to get through it. So now, Cameron, go ahead. Take it away.
Tonight's topic.
Yes, what's tonight's
Tonight's topic, in honor of some future information that we'll get to. Tonight's topic is to settle or not to settle.
That is
When
the
is
question.
no?
No,
See, you just
no.
took it my. See what is going on here?
You took it from
Disrespect.
her, so I'm taking it away from you.
Nah, to settle or not to settle. When is the right time?
Yes.
So yes. So what we're going to do right now.
Wait, before we go, I'm sorry. Housekeeping.
Oh.
So, if
the-
you want
what the
to
cops
stay
keep it.
connected with everything that we're doing on U Nation Radio, you can follow us on Twitter at Urba Radio. You can like us. Please go to Facebook.com, like our page, Urban In Radio. If you want to see some of the past episodes that we had, you can go to YouTube. And on YouTube, you can put in U Nation Radio. You can put in Love Sessions, and you'll see some of our episodes to come up. What else do we have, Key? What am I missing? I said Instagram, Urban Nation Radio. And yes, if you want to call in and you want to talk to Keith tonight and you want to join in our conversation,
talk to
I had
the
some ladies
number
call me this
is-
morning. Was like, I'm about to call his finance. I was like, well, then call on the line then.
right. Call up. Don't miss the opportunity. You might not get this again. 323-965-1600. So 323-965-1600. And if you missed that number, you can go to Instagram. You can like our page and follow us, and then you'll see the number somewhere on there on multiple posts.
Somewhere.
Now, the hashtag that we're using today is hashtag to settle or not. Yep, I got it, Key. I got it. That's what it is, to settle or not. Now, we're going to...
Now, what we're going to do is we're going to pass it along to Mr. DJ Ree. You're going to take us out, but before we got a little song for you. Here we go. You like the hit go.
That was jamming right there, though.
Ooh, I know you feel me, baby, watching you. Some sexy spinning records off inside your booth. Yeah, you got this party in the perfect mood. Got me vibing on things I wanna do to you. And I love how your selection shows me how you flow. Flawless and pinning it away from head to toe. And I'm wondering what it takes to get inside your dress. Maybe if I make one request, can you, hey, lady, could you play me a love song, love song, love song? 'Cause I wanna fantasize how you would look without any clothes on, clothes on, clothes on, clothes on. We can keep it freaky, keep on your headphones, keep on your headphones. 'Cause I got a groove for two, just me and you. Baby, let me know what time you get on. Baby, I love the way you spin and got 'em on the floor. But I can't wait till I can spin you right about this door. I got some plans for you, and they get more music in my hand. Gonna have you to myself. Just play one song for me, and I'll play one song for you. When we're alone in our bedroom, she looks so good the way you're rocking this party. And I can't wait to get her own party started. DJ lady, could you play me a love song, love song, love song? 'Cause I want to, 'cause I wanna fantasize how you would look without any clothes on.
come back to that.
Okay, so now we are back, but we need a proper explanation, introduction of the song we just heard.
I'm trying to figure it out.
So I know, Keith, you said it was an oldie,
That
but
was DJ Lady.
Indeed.
DJ.
I actually wrote about a female DJ, so it kind of worked out. I thought y'all playing that.
We did.
Yeah.
We did.
I've been listening to
I
it all
like
day. I dug it.
Oh, appreciate you.
I really like
Appreciate
that
you.
song. That's such a
Yeah,
great
that's an
song.
oldie but goodie. That's a few years ago, actually.
Yeah, we might have a few oldie but goodies in
A
here
couple of
tonight.
them.
In here tonight that you can talk about and tell us about.
No doubt.
Some real R&B though.
That's what.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what that is. That's what that is right there. I'm talking about.
Well, I mean, just because you said that, so I just want to kind of go there because I know, like, there are other R&B artists right now that their quest is to bring back like real R&B because they feel as though R&B has somehow died and or passed away, and trying to revive it and bring it back. Where do you think like the industry like right now, as far as just R&B music, where do you think it stands, and like how do you see yourself fitting into that?
Well, I mean, I'm a true soul singer. I'm a true R&B artist, so I feel like it'll never die because there's always an audience. I think a woman always loves to be sung to.
Yes,
so,
we do.
And so that in itself will always lend itself to giving us a home, because even if commercially, you know, the powers that be say they can't sell it, you can still grab a mic and fill a room full of women and people who want to hear great music. So I feel like I'm one of the sons of the original cast that did it. So it's up to guys like me to, you know, continue to carry on the torch and continue to just keep it 100, because all the stuff you hear now is all a duplication of the original
Right,
music, which
right.
is, you know, real vocals, real musicians who can play songs, a real dude who can croon. I mean, that'll never die. Whether, you know, commercially it goes up and down, but you can still, long as you got a voice, somebody's gonna want to hear it, gonna listen. So
Absolutely.
I'm a true crusader, and I'm about pro real music. So, you know,
Well, just in
I'm
case
one of
you're
them.
just in case you're interested, there's a show before us called Apollo Night LA.
Oh, okay.
And they send in it's a lot of R&B music that comes through there that's genuine,
Word.
old school feel, and you send your music in and they play it and they get it out to the masses.
That's what's up. Okay.
Coolio. Coolio.
Coolio.
So I'm gonna ask this first question
That's
to kind of get us started.
Oh, you're gonna ask me that question? You're gonna ask me that question, huh?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you that question for all of the ladies. So I'm gonna phrase it this way, because you know on Facebook you could like list different things. You can put like single, divorce, it's complicated, separated, open relationship, all of that.
It's complicated.
So what would you put
I don't.
What would you put?
What would I put for what?
for your
What would
relationship
be?
status?
It's good. It's good.
That is a great answer.
How about that?
I'm saying
How
to
about
be
that?
single
Gonna use
or
that.
not.
It's good.
Good, right?
Real diplomatic.
It's good.
It's good.
It's good. It's,
good.
I'm pro
That's
love.
as far
Love's all
as it's
right.
gonna go. Huh?
Love's all right.
I heard that.
Love is all right.
Love is all right. Ain't nothing wrong with it. Don't be scared.
Don't be scared.
Sounds like a song.
Don't be scared.
Don't be scared of love.
Is that good enough for
Right.
you? Is that good enough for you, the ladies?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. It's good.
Okay.
I don't think it was good enough.
I don't-
You
I'll
see-
take it. I'll take it for now. I'll take it. I'll take
that
it.
for now.
I mean, that's
You
all
take
you
that for
can
now?
do is accept
Yeah,
it.
it's good. It's good.
I'll take it.
Love somebody, people, please.
We all need love.
We do.
So, you know, so how long have you been doing music?
Really, I mean, professionally, I would say since high school. Since my senior, I got my first group my senior year. So, I mean, I've been singing my whole life. My mom was actually a great vocalist. She was she had a deal with Motown back in the day with Aretha Franklin back in the day, a long
Gospel.
time ago. Gospel music. Well, actually, it was gonna be R&B, but my grandma didn't want her to sing R&B. So she kind of passed the torch to me, and it kind of organically jumped on me in high school. I was always a baller, and I loved music. And I would imitate people on the radio thinking I was a ventriloquist, but really I found out I can sing.
Right.
So, you know, my senior year I got in a group, and once I heard them first screams from the front row, I was hooked.
Nope.
I went to
Right.
college, got another group,
Yeah.
Them screams do it for you.
and I got a deal in college, and got out of that deal. And after that, I've been in it ever since. So, long time. long story short, I've been there a long time.
That's what's up. Good.
You know
You
what I mean?
play instruments and all that?
I play keys a little bit. I can tap out a melody, but I'm more of a lyric and melody guy. I'm a singer, songwriter, so
Yeah.
that's kind of where I flourish.
That's
How
what's
did
up.
you-
You gotta stick
track.
to your lane. Stick to your lane.
Yeah. How did you get into acting?
Acting was a complete accident.
Really?
Yeah, after we got out of the deal with Motown, long time out of college, me and my boys who I was in a group with, was me and two other guys. We moved out here, and we just wanted to re-sign and cut another record and go back to the A. And I went to an acting class with a girl who I was talking to at the time, and they didn't have enough readers. I got up and read a scene just to see, you know, what the hell, because I figured it could help me with my stage presence. You know what I mean? To be able to bring that drama to the stage. And the teacher thought I was good. I left. She called me back 3 weeks later and said, "Go read for this role." And you know, I lost 10. She made me lose 10 pounds and eat these
Man, it
salads.
started immediately.
Lose the weight.
Immediately they said.
Something.
Well, I had to wear tights because it was Power Rangers.
okay.
Go power.
And I was, you know, I wasn't fat, but I was, you know, I was bulky. I was Southern boy.
Right.
You was healthy. You know?
Yeah. I mean, you know, I wasn't fat. I was still in shape, but I was, you
Still
know,
got them.
to get in them tights, you gotta be lean. So, and from there on, I mean, it wasn't even 6 months in LA, and I was on network TV, and I didn't even know how I got there. So it was definitely a divine accident.
Yeah. Lean
And
green
I-
fighting machine.
Yeah. So pretty
Green
much,
Ranger, right?
You were the Green Ranger, correct?
I am the Green Ranger.
Is still with his superpowers.
Hey.
I carry my morphle with me.
That's what's up. I was in the 5th grade at it.
No doubt.
But
So yeah, that's how I got into the acting game, and it just snowballed from there.
now I do have a question for you. I'm not sure if you're gonna remember it, so it might be kind of unique for you. How often do you get to change people's lives behind camera, as you did for one particular cameraman, in relation to his brother that he hadn't seen in 6 years, saw you play a role, and then he went and called his brother and reconciled for 6
Oh
years?
yeah, well, where you read that at, bruh?
I can't tell you that.
See the research now. Huh?
Everybody got
was
their
lost.
story.
I was like, he's over here looking
Right?
like, where's he going with the story?
You know what?
I was wondering the same thing.
I never know. I never know how many people lives I've touched, but that one was a special one because, you know, and that was special because that was it was actually you asking me what movie, what scene was it? Or what are you asking?
Well, I'm pretty much just asking you, how often do you get to have that impact? And,
You know, I
and
mean-
how did that story impact you when you heard it?
I guess it impacted me because I just realized that, you know, we as artists, it's kind of all in a day's work for us, but when somebody brings it back to us, we kind of reminds us of how important it is to people when it's and it just let me know that it was true. It rang true with them. So it was just satisfying, I guess, and it was touching at the same time. But I mean, you hear stuff every now and then of people say, "I remember this, and I remember where I was at when you said this, or reminded me of something." Or every now and then, a crew guy will pull you over and say, "This scene reminded me of, you know, losing a friend or a loved one." So I mean, it's parts of the course. It's kind of why you do it. It's good to hear it when people come back to you. It's kind of like reciprocating the energy that we constantly put out, and we, you know, rarely do we get it back unless you're on stage.
Okay, now I got a real question for you because I'm
Wait a minute, you're
I'm-
supposed to-
I know.
Puff, puff, pass. Like, what are you doing?
Puff, puff, give.
Okay.
Wait a minute.
I'm just saying. You know about that.
Yeah.
I was just saying.
Questions.
This one is near and dear to me because it has to do with an artist who his first album I heard was called Peep This, and it's one of my favorite artists. You did a movie with him, and he impacts a lot. I recently read a story about how he impacted Drake, and I'm talking about Jamie Foxx. So tell me the effect that Jamie Foxx had on you and how you feel about working with him.
I mean, to me, he's probably one of the most talented artists I've ever worked with, as far as versatility, because he can pretty much do anything. But he was just one of the guys. I just really was. I was really struck by his energy. He was very down to earth and very cool, like one of the homies that I would roll with.
Is he really candid? Like,
Yeah, very candid. And I think when I worked with him, it was right after the Oscar, so he was like at the apex of notoriety. But he had a easy way of kind of going about it. So that really struck me as, like, you know, it seemed like this project was his first project ever in Hollywood, because he still had that energy and enthusiasm, and he would always walk into the room and people would be drawn to his energy. So that was something that stuck out to me with him, because sometimes you run into artists who are as famous or not as famous who have a smugness or they're kind of over the process, and you know they're very temperamental, and Jamie's never been like that.
So what you see is what you get with Jamie.
Pretty much. Pretty much.
Sweet.
Well, I'm curious to know, because I know a lot of people see, you know, what looks like glitz and glamour and, you know, awards and accolades and all of that. And right now, like, reality TV is, like, really popular.
Yeah.
But I'm just curious to know that if you know, starred in your own reality TV show, what would people learn about you that they may not know?
They may just see how hard I work, how the grind. I feel like I'm the blue collar entertainer. I feel like I have a blue collar approach, pretty routine lifestyle when it comes to my day to day. So I think people would just kind of see that, you know, it's a job, pretty much. There's no. People say all the time that, you know, back home they think we, you know, we popping bottles and we, you know, around a bunch of broads and we doing our thing, but really we hustling and trying to figure out the next gig and trying to, you know, elevate our careers. And it's a full-time gig. When I say full-time, it's not 9 to 5, it's 24/7.
Right, right.
So I think people would be struck by that it's not glitz and glamour. I mean, you get that, you know, every now and then you get to hit a red carpet and your name is on the marquee, but you may work for years.
Right, to get
until
to
that
that
happens,
point.
and you may work another 4 years until it happens again. So it's a grind. I mean, you know, you got to embrace the hustle because it's a mental, spiritual, and physical hustle. And I think that's what people get from my reality show, and it might not be entertaining. It just might not be.
I'll watch it.
Mm-hmm.
What?
I bet.
Shut up, Detroit.
Right. Where are we at right now?
Well, we are going to take a commercial break right now, so we're going to shoot this to DJ.
323-965
1600. Okay, so DJ Reed, this is your shot. Q, what's up? Yeah.
I'm saying I'm sorry for leaving you, but I wanted to start my life brand new. I was going through changes and could not see that with you is where I wanna be. Nothing compares to you, and I heard from the pain that I put you through. Baby, I need you desperately, 'cause I gotta be anywhere you walk, it don't matter. Every second of the day I wanna be where you are. Anywhere you walk, it don't matter. Don't you ever take your love away. I wanna be anywhere you walk, it don't matter. I can't live without you, girl. I wanna be where you Being apart got the best of me, and I know that in life there's no guarantees. Please say that you still got love for me, 'cause I'm missing home. I'm never gonna leave, and I say it because you're all I need. For better or worse, to the end of time, I gotta be where you are. Anywhere you walk, it don't matter. Every second of the day I wanna be where you are. Anywhere you walk, it don't matter. Don't you ever take your love away. And I got to be anywhere you walk, it don't matter. I can't live without you, girl. I wanna be where you are, and where you are, where you are. Ooh, I'm sorry for all the things I put you through. Baby, you are my world. I can't live my life without you. Can I come back home where I belong? 'Cause I'm so alone. Baby girl, I'm on my knees, begging please. 'Cause with you is where I wanna be. Where you are, every second, every minute, said I gotta be where you are, and don't you take your love away. Said I can't live life without you. I just wanna be where you are, baby.
All right. That is Where You Are by the Donnell Jones.
Wonderful.
They don't make music like that anymore.
I got it.
Yes, they do.
It
Keep
happens
it.
like that.
We still here. We still here.
Yeah, we played them.
Where did that come from?
Right? Like,
still here,
what are you
bruh.
talking about?
All right.
Well, I
Hit
have
me in
a-
camera.
Before we do go to the topic, I do have a question for you, Keith, because we have different topics on the show. We were telling you about it before we got on air, and one of the questions that we had was, do you believe in love at first sight?
He has not stopped moving, by the way. since we said we on air.
Background music.
If you it's been moving.
Do I believe in love at first sight?
Yes.
No.
Why?
I believe in attraction at first. I believe
Right.
in lust at first sight. I believe in
Oh, yeah.
Right.
I believe in energy at
Now-
first sight, but love is something that's built, it's active, it's a verb. And if you don't know somebody, how can you say that you love them?
Okay,
what I agree.
now let me ask you a question. If
Can I get a witness black?
if you meet a woman, let's just say it's electric, and now love at first sight, in my opinion, can be within that first 3 or 4 days, depending on what you do, or that first
Yeah.
few hours. So when you declare your love, if it's the same feeling that you had when you met her, then is it love at first sight? So let's say you love her.
I like that. I'll say I like where you're going.
After 3 or 4 days?
No. You declare love 3rd month, 4th month, 6th month, a year later.
Okay.
But you identify as exactly what you felt when you first met her.
I don't think I think
It's like
I think the initial attraction is the initial attraction that can lead you down the pathway to
Right,
love, but
right.
you solidify it within that time that you spent with them, and you vibe with them, and you've connected with them spiritually, mentally, and physically.
Okay, now
So,
you said a
you
key
can't
word
con-
in that. You
Yeah,
solidified.
it.
Solidified
That means
it.
it was something that was already
Right, you
planted
can
in
only-
Y'all
there,
can't
and
make
it's
him
just
take
confirmed.
y'all answer.
But wait,
No,
no,
He's giving his verbiage. We figured it out.
I think we miss
like you're
we
putting words
throw
in his
love
mouth.
around very
And I-
Yes.
very loosely. So when you see somebody, you might have feelings, you might be tingling, your jeans might tighten up, but that's physical. That's not
Right.
love.
Have room
Love
in
takes
them.
time to build foundation. I love is unconditional. It's a lot of things that have to take place before you can officially say I love this
Now,
person.
but isn't that
If you understand the power of love.
No, I do, but one, isn't it an an abstract term?
You just be
One, and two, isn't it a subjective situation?
Of course, it's subjective.
So your love may be actions, verbs of actions to build on, to be solidified, whereas to somebody else it can be an action. It can be because some people
No.
identify by no.
No.
I'm on your page. I'm on your page with the length of love
Yeah.
and how it should develop over time,
Yeah.
and how you need substance for it.
Yeah.
But to each its own. For those teens that are committing suicide, that we would call it puppy love. Could you tell them that they weren't in love?
No, you couldn't. You couldn't tell
But that
them.
wasn't love at first
But that
sight,
wasn't-
though.
But a lot of them would identify what we would call lust, and they feel like they love them right away, and they would say love at first sight, that they killed themselves over, that they built off, that was probably really shallow and normal.
I think that, but it goes deeper than that when it comes to someone actually taking themselves. It goes back to self-esteem,
True.
self-respect, to displaced values, to not having a mentor around them to help them identify and adjust and cope with these new feelings that they're having
Right.
when you're 17 and like this person makes me feel like no one's ever made me feel before.
True,
because
but
you know,
we can't reduce that to just 17 because it's.
well, I'm just saying as an example.
just be in
Yeah,
general.
right.
Is that what you're feeling right now, bro?
No.
right.
Actually, let me school y'all on something. Actually, love is an endorphin. They say that wears off after 3 years, and all you have left is
Right.
a friendship.
I believe it.
So
I believe
Yeah,
it.
they say
No.
the what is like you said 3 years, but that in love what we were
Yeah.
talking about before, that
Right.
in
Yeah.
love feeling usually
Yeah.
lasts about 2.5, 3 years.
Yeah.
And then after that, you
It's,
have to.
All you got is
an
that
evolution
foundation
of
you
work
built.
after that,
Right.
though, right?
Yeah, it's work. It's a verb. I mean, love is my mom and them. Now it's like I don't. It's tough to come by because it's such a transient society we live in. It's Facebook. It's
Man.
Twitter. It's
Microwave.
fake booties. It's working out. It's protein.
Right.
It's moving fast right now.
Herbalife.
So
Yeah.
it's not conducive to what
Herbalife.
a loving relationship can flourish in.
right.
Now here's the question I would have.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
How
I agree.
For the young listeners out there, how would you go about getting substantial love when you have the microwave situation with the Facebook? Because remember, back in the day, you would meet a girl and you had to talk to her maybe once over the phone, then you see her or you take her out a few days.
Nah, it was notes. We had to
Notes,
pass notes.
whatever it be. It was
Letter.
it was an overtime situation. But nowadays, you know a lot about a person before
Yeah. Yeah.
Somebody Googled me after our last show. And told
Did
me
they
about.
find out anything?
They Googled your number.
Somebody called in and said that
They
before
said Google them
you
numbers.
meet or before you proceed with a lady, that you take her number and you Google it to find out her background or her history or anything about her.
I agree. I mean, I would tell my daughter that.
What?
Yeah. But I'm saying, but to that point.
I'm gonna check the nigga out.
But I'm saying,
Background.
but doesn't
So you do a
it
background
doesn't some of
check.
that take away from the rapport that's built between a person when
Absolutely.
you
The court?
like
Absolutely.
And I'm just like you do all this stuff via text and like there's no intrapersonal
Absolutely.
skills. So
Yeah.
it's like we can't even have conversation with one another because everything is social
Yeah.
media.
Which makes it tough. What makes it tough for relationships,
Man.
and it carries over into marriages. And it's
Yeah.
like, divorce is, I mean, marriages are like, relationships. They're just like they're temporary, and, there's more divorce than there is
Yeah.
people staying together. So, yeah, I mean, that has a lot to do with it. But I think when with young people, when they meet each other, they just have to, if they're lucky enough to develop a checks and balances within themselves, to not let themselves get too far gone and start doing things out of their character just because of these feelings and acting out of emotions. If they can monitor it and grow it, and if it's reciprocated, then some of us are lucky enough to find love. But love now is a bonus. Some of us get rich, some of us get love. You know what I mean? Not
Right,
everybody's gonna be in a hyper relationship.
And we're gonna get to that based on in this topic.
Yes,
So-
we are.
Yes.
But I have one more question for you, because our other topic last week was about why do fools fall in love, and I just want to know: is there anything that you've done that you consider to be foolish in the name of love, or in pursuit of, a young woman that you could have loved her, or you were on your way traveling to love, that you did that you would at this point in your life consider to be okay? That was real foolish.
Wow.
It's like you threw it all at them.
Yeah, I don't know if I can go back to one particular experience. I know there's been girls in my life where
Give us an age too.
I'm talking about like early college. I met this girl who I was dealing with in that dorm life, and she rocked me. She rocked my world.
Was it 19?
Yeah, 19, 20, 21.
See, it's the same thing.
Everybody was telling me.
Detroit.
Everybody was telling me that she dealing with somebody else. I was like, "There's no way she can be dealing with somebody else. There's no way."
No way.
And
You
they're
know who I
"Dude, you
am?"
sipping right now, dude. She with the homie across the yard. Like, what are you doing?
Oh, my
boys
God.
are telling me, and I was really hurt because I was really into this woman. I had never really been into a woman like that before. But a lot of it had to do with the flesh, and we were having sex, a lot of sex, and I was
Said
not.
a lot of sex.
That's that new college life. You don't get it like that in high school.
Not in high school. You got to sneak out.
Right.
Mom and them going out of town in April. You can get in for a week. But college is co-ed dorm, so I was really into it. I wasn't, and it kind of threw me off. So I found myself compromising myself and turning a blind eye to things that were right in front of me.
Right.
What was that? The
Yeah.
power of the PUSS?
The power to it controls.
deep.
It controls a lot more than it's spoken for. The sexual energy is powerful energy.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
It's a beast.
That's
hell of a drug.
That's a whole nother
It's a
subject.
hell of a drug.
That's a whole nother subject, but it's serious.
It's so spiritual to me. Like
Yeah, it's serious.
The way it just takes over. Go ahead.
The way it just takes over my body. What?
It's innate. It's something you can't really control, and then depending on how you are and how it manifests and how you can control it, it's like it can.
So,
But I'm sure you don't have that problem.
I'm not sure how to take that, Detroit, but I'm gonna let that one ride.
Nah, you know. What
Nope,
I mean.
nope, don't know.
You're a well balanced young lady.
she's not.
Anyway,
Yeah.
so our topic.
Yeah, thanks.
You could. Y'all not gonna worry me today.
We not gonna worry you
To
today.
settle or not to settle, when is the right time? Chris, are you ready? You ready? Okay.
Chris is
cool,
like,
Chris.
I don't
Chris,
know.
Chris is looking like
So-
I've been ready.
Keith, you
Yes, ma'am.
are in a film entitled Four Seasons.
Yeah.
I'll let you maybe share a little bit about the synopsis of the film, and then we have a clip that we wanted to show of the preview for it, so that people
Really?
can know. Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Be surprised.
this film, because I haven't really. Yeah. Anyway, Four Seasons. Well, it's about a guy who's really trying to settle down and find love. So he thinks he's figured the method out by dating a woman for every season, and at the end of the year, he'll make a decision on who he should be with. You know, kind of an over the top, roundabout way of finding love. But this is what this guy's idea is. But I mean, it's kind of over the top at the same time. It's kind
I
of
would
real.
say I like the theory, but
No, no.
like the
The
theory,
plot of
I
this
know.
movie is dope. I just want to
Yeah.
know what season is Jasmine Lewis.
Jasmine Lewis.
the summer.
I don't know.
You know, I shot.
Whatever season she is, I don't know.
You
Right?
want to know what season?
Well, we'll see in the clip.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you don't even
Yeah,
have
I
to.
think Jasmine is like probably maybe
What a
she's
fun.
winter or something like that.
Oh, yeah.
She's a winter or something.
Something. We need that. Stay cold.
Yeah.
Gotta stay warm.
Check it out.
I'm 35, man. How long can I keep dating these women? I mean, I date them in these little 2-week spans, 14 days.
And you lock that bottom lock on the way out there.
See, I've been thinking about it. You know, if I date a woman every season, spring, winter, fall, and summer, and I'll know that she's Mrs. Lamar.
Sir, I was just some pepper from the fries got caught.
Do you have a queen or king size bed?
I would love to show you.
Baby! I'm mighty king of the jungle.
Wow, you're gorgeous. What's your name?
Bianca. Bianca Evans. Was something that you wanted to ask me?
Can I start by asking you to dinner?
Lisa's a good girl, man. I can't front.
What's the problem?
Lisa eat too much.
So what's her story? Says she's a little controlling. She really likes stuff her way.
How's your steak?
Oh, no. I've decided this is going to be a vegetarian relationship.
Becky ain't wrapped too tight.
Summer Bunny, how's that going?
Summer Bunny got expensive habits.
If I could have the Chianti Rufino,
Sounds expensive.
I think you can handle it. Just bring the whole bottle, that's fine.
Now, when I call this, should I say Mrs. Helen Porter Campbell or Miss?
Miss.
Miss!
No, you're not climbing Mount St. Helen.
I get it, D. You're uncomfortable calling me Uncle Xavier.
Matter of fact, I'm hanging up on you right now. I'm hanging the phone up.
D!
Something about you makes me think about you all the time. No matter where I go, I hate to leave you behind. I know at times it seems like I don't even claim your mind. I'll never let you go, but it's something I gotta
These typical for one trio, stereotypes and egos. They place every black male in a box like P.O. The strippers on the P.O. B-boys that we know. Only your honor with no honor, cause they violated the
So that was.
I keep her warm in the wintertime.
Jeez.
I'm sorry.
I'm gonna let her know, man.
She like to. She eat, so she gotta prepare for that hibernation.
And she
wintertime.
Let her know she has to win at U-Nation Radio. Right.
And he can sing, so there you go.
No, not that one. Not that one. So I'm curious because I know in the film your character's name is Xavier.
That's my son's name.
Yes, that is your son's name. My little godnephew. I'm curious to know like how closely it maybe matches up to your life.
I would never date women by season and then break the hearts of 3 of them. I wouldn't do that.
For the record. let the record reflect.
I mean, I guess I'm just like every man know who's in search of true love. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, he took a over the top way, but you know, I guess it's true in that sense. I do want.
I mean, everybody goes through courtship.
Yeah, you go through courtship and you want to find that, you know, that person, that soulmate, quote unquote, if she's out there. Hopefully, she's, you know, you get to meet her, find her. So yeah, I mean that's pretty true.
It's just seldom you get to try to plan it like that and come like that, where you actually have a woman for each season,
or that you actually meet them. I mean, you know, because people can date multiple people and still, you know what I mean? Like even through the concept, you know, the 4 seasons. Okay, what happens if all of them are terrible?
Yeah.
Now what we got to go through a whole another year. Okay, let's go through another year. Let's try this again.
You ain't got that much time in the world.
Or you hope maybe you haven't already met them and then you just kept moving and you were too interested in the wrong things to see that was the person that you should have been with. And that's something that we all kind of the one that got away, I guess.
Yes,
that theory is
that's the one that hurts the most.
That's a scary thing.
Have you ever had an opportunity to settle down and maybe passed it over, or?
I've had opportunities to settle down. Yeah, I mean, you know, I could have proposed a couple times, and I'm sure they would have said yes.
Better have.
But in my heart of hearts, in my instincts, I felt like it wasn't time. So I don't regret that. Me being unmarried now, I feel like is because I haven't found that, you know, person to take a knee for.
Were they expecting it?
No.
Any of the girls or no?
No. They might have wanted it, but we never really got to that point. And I think with me, I consider myself very discerning, and I had an older brother. I watched his relationships. My parents have been together for 48 years.
Hey, wow.
So, and they're actually marriage counselors. So I think that makes it even tougher for me to go out and find what that looks like where I'm at now. It's tough to find that. So it made my eye even more keener, I guess, is what I like to think, at least. So hopefully I ain't overlooker. I don't think I have, but you know.
That's key though. Having examples in the home, because I think it allows you to, like you said, just view things in a different way versus those who maybe didn't necessarily have, you know, a married couple example in the home. Because I know that's what I have with my parents. Yeah. They haven't been married for 40 some years, but they've been married for 34, I think, at this point. Right, a long time, too long.
Yeah.
But they also, for my mom, she got married young, like 21. And so, that's for me, it was like, that's what I always aspired to do. Like, I wanted to get married young.
It's different era, though.
But that's exactly what I talk about with her all the time. She's just like, I feel sorry for you, you know, trying to date and or get married in this time just because things are so different. Yeah. And people don't necessarily value marriage and or believe that it's sacred in the way that maybe they did years ago. You know, because you were talking about before, you can, you know, get money or you can get married, or sometimes people get married for convenience. You know what I mean?
For like security purposes,
agreement, a contract, business purposes,
it's
all types of stuff.
It's always about business nowadays.
Yeah, so it's you know what I mean? It's crazy, but whenever I hear about, you know, couples that are still together, especially in the African American community, that doesn't happen often. So it's, you know, it's always great to hear and, you know, celebrate that, because there are married couples out there who stay together and still love each other and all of that.
It's a few out there.
Yeah, a few. Not very many, but there are a few. Yeah. Don't give me a finger.
Like 1
you
in
talk.
a million.
So, you have an app?
I do have an app. It's called Utopia. Free download. It's got like 11 songs on there. It's like 7 videos. some trivia questions, and you can download it on your iPhone or on your
Android.
Android Galaxy.
And these are your videos?
Yeah. Yeah. There's actually even a safe sex commercial on there.
Wrap it up.
Yeah, I play Dos Sexies.
Dos
I play this old man. I play me at 80 something. But he's like a spin-off of the Dos Equis man.
That's what's up.
That's Dos Equis. His name is Dos Sexies.
Those sexies.
Love healthy, my
That's
friends.
what's up. That's what's up. You have like current music that you're working on now?
I do. I'm finishing up a project right now. I'm gonna drop this summer, right when the James Brown movie comes out.
Yeah, tell me about that. Man, I was looking at that. That cast is gonna be something crazy.
Yeah, the cast is dope. It's myself and it's Aloe Black, who he sings the man. I'm the
Yeah.
man. He plays.
I swear everything he sings is catchy.
Yeah, that's he's blowing up. I mean, it's crazy because he's blowing. He seems like
ever
after
since
they
his
wrapped the
first
movie.
hit.
Yeah, he's blowing up. He plays my brother actually.
That's what's up.
Me and him play
Miss Scott.
Nelson Ellis, who was in True Blood, and Jill Scott.
How's she looking these days?
Good.
I'm just saying, like, Jill Scott is a beautiful woman.
She's a gorgeous woman.
She is a beautiful woman. Like,
Sweet woman too.
You can't ask not how she's not doing. Like
How
you
she-
got-
you
know
can't-
that-
you-
I-
she
I-
look good.
I just want to know when she's in
She
town
make
so I
me
can hit
stutter.
that concert.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
this
I've seen her a
nothing.
few times in concert.
She's incredible, right?
She always put her. I seen her in Maxwell.
John Legend was just in concert. Was just out here too.
Black Daughter's in it from The Roots.
Yeah.
Craig Robinson from The Office.
I saw him in the preview.
Dan Aykroyd.
Heavy hitters.
Viola Davis.
Right.
Star-studded.
Octavia Spencer.
Ain't Craig? You said Craig Richardson?
Craig Robinson.
Robinson.
Mick Jagger is actually the producer on the film.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
People getting their credits in.
So it's a real musical film. It's like a who's who in cast members. So I'm just happy to be a part of a movie like that. It kind of puts you in a sense of Dreamgirls, just as far as kind of the level of talent and the subject matter, and so to speak. But it's a good story. And Tate Taylor's an amazing director. He directed The Help, so he's a great director. So
that was a good one.
we're hoping for big things. I think it's gonna be good. I think everybody's gonna definitely come out and check it out. You know,
We will.
Oh, definitely.
It's in
I
the
know
middle of the
I
summer.
am.
I think we should take a team trip to go see this movie.
We should.
I think y'all should.
I think it's gonna bring music back too.
I hope so.
It's even though life is cyclical, so I'm expecting it to come back around.
Yeah. I mean, it's very, very musical. And Chad did his thing. Chadwick Boseman, shout out to Chad. He did his thing with JB. He nailed the performances.
He better
Yeah,
than Bruno.
because James Brown is.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to play.
He shocked us. I mean, really, AJ, my man AJ is a choreographer. He actually worked with me on Dreamgirls. He's an amazing choreographer, and they really put in the hours, like, you know, 10, 12 hours a day of just in the room sweating. You know, JB. You know what I mean? So
that's a workout.
You're gonna see it. So
go.
Yeah.
I'm excited to be a part of it.
I saw a video on Facebook someone posted, and it was James Brown. He was performing, and then Michael Jackson was in the crowd. So it was like 1983.
Yeah.
Michael Jackson came on stage,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
after
and then
Michael
Prince-
Jackson came on stage,
Prince came on stage.
and I was just
Yeah, I
like,
saw
wow,
that.
like you know that had to been like whoever was there that moment.
got a
You know what I
show.
mean? To have all three of them on stage at the same
That's
time.
the
like,
true
that's-
artistry that we miss. We don't get to see as much anymore.
Man.
But yeah.
Well, that's because music got real synthetic, so everybody got away from playing instruments. But now, you know, with MI and a couple other schools, now you see so many musicians coming back, and
which I love. Yeah.
So now you're getting these soulful cut records where people are playing and the music is moving.
It is, man. I was reading something today about what Quincy Jones was saying about the music today, man. It was pretty.
I didn't realize how talented that dude was. You see older people and you think like,
oh, he's the guy,
right? And I was watching him on American Idol last year, and he was in the studio, and the stuff that he was saying, I was like, this dude's really a genius. Like,
he's a true producer. Like produced a 16-piece orchestra. He knows woodwinds, wood instruments, and melodies and lyric, and he's a true student of the game. Like you don't find too many of them anymore.
Man, I only hope. But we are gonna get to settle or not to settle when we come back.
Are we gonna cha-cha?
You guys can cha-cha.
We may cha-cha. We'll see, depending on what DJ Reed cue up. This you. Go ahead, boy. Yeah.
So I'm talking. They want me to talk. At first they was like sing. So what I am gonna do. I'm gonna just get into the topic as of right now. So we're gonna be talking about to settle or not to settle.
Before that.
What you said before? Why you just?
No, go ahead.
Oh, we go ahead. Wait a minute. Go ahead and then we'll.
Well, no, I meant to tell you. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm gonna do right now, since everybody's moving and looking for, I don't know what they're looking for. I'm gonna give you the top 10 reasons why men settle. Okay. This is coming from Kevin's Car. It's a dude. He wrote this article, and my internet is pulling up. It's kind of slow in here, so we're just gonna wait while it pulls up. Okay. And it says number 1. Papa was a Rolling Stone, so of course.
Wherever he lived, his hat was his home.
So of course we know that us men we do like to soil our royal oats or have you everywhere.
Soil your oats. I don't know
whatever.
if they're royal.
It's royal. Purple and gold is always.
Oh no.
Purple and gold. Root to the Tatum U chapter. Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated.
Did nobody ask you all that?
You didn't have to. Just know.
Keep going.
You see this Crown Royal bag? Yeah, they see it. Purple and gold. Don't trip. Anyway, going on. Number 2. Don't do that.
Oh, right? I was like, oh no.
Get you.
My peripheral is way too keen.
I wasn't hiding it for you.
My perception changed. So of course, us men, the perception of a woman may have changed here and there over time. We get tired.
You say you get tired?
Tired of the same old thing. Yes.
Okay.
The perception has changed, so you don't want to see the same thing. You don't get it.
No, I got it.
Cool. Men are discontent.
Yes.
Discontent.
Never satisfied.
Just like women.
Okay, but you're talking about men.
Right. I know, but you women are just never satisfied too.
Nope, don't put me in that.
Women ain't never satisfied.
I grew up.
That's the key one right there.
I grew up. So we get to a point. We were just talking about this, Keith. You were saying that the average age right now is about 40 years old. So
I don't know if it's the average age, but I think mid 30s. I think. But again, you have to speak to the environment, your city you live in, and the type of person you are. If you're an A-type that's still young, still out here trying to get it, especially in LA,
right?
I think the later, the better for you. Because I think, Chris Rock said a man is only as faithful as his options.
Mm-hmm.
And that unfortunately, that's kind of true. That's
terrible.
I think if you're ice, what you don't know, what you don't see won't hurt you. You know what I'm saying?
But your moral compass has to do something with it.
But it depends on your moral compass and just how much do you heed to your moral compass. I think a lot of it has to do with that. And then a lot of times it's how you was raised. If you was raised up pimping, then
right, and that's how you do.
Then that's what you do. That's what you do. And sometimes if you are afforded the luxury of being able to travel and touch a lot of people and be around a lot of people, then there's more opportunity and there's more people coming at you. Then there's more
opportunity.
There's more.
Right.
There's more to get into.
Definitely.
If you work at Digital and you work in a cubicle for years, then you go home and every day and you do the same routine, then it's probably a little bit easier for you to maintain a relationship with one woman.
Quick question pertaining to what you just said. Now, with that lifestyle, does it help you grow faster as a man since you've indulged in so much so quickly?
Who indulged in a lot?
No.
Put me in there.
No. I'm saying the scenario you gave. The scenario you gave with the guy that gets to travel.
Yeah.
He gets to experience much more sooner.
Yeah.
Does it help him grow faster? In the sense that he got to indulge so much sooner.
Well, I think I don't. It depends on what you mean by grown. He grows as being more well-rounded, more well-versed, more
and knowing
worldly.
the type of woman he wants. Correct.
Oh, I think it's a case by case because it does one or two things. Either you say I've seen it all, so I know what I want, or it's like I've seen it all, so I know I don't want to settle down because I know how that ends. I know how that is.
Right.
True.
I know that I can have this same thing in a different size, a different shape, a different color. I got one in every city, yada yada. Or it's one that says I've done it, I've seen it, I'm tired of it, I'm ready to. I know what I want in a woman because I have experienced it, and I think that's hopefully ultimately that's how it goes. You hope that's how it goes, but I think if you stay at the party too long, then you don't know how to lead a party.
Yeah, true. So back to the list.
I mean, it's a case by case thing, man.
Back to the list. Go ahead.
You asked me, bro.
Go ahead.
No, he's
I'm
talking
good.
about Detroit.
I'm good. So number 5. I'm sorry, number 5 on the list. Us men want something real. So of course, you get to a point to where, like you said, you get tired of hoe hopping.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
And you just want something real solid.
That's right.
Number 4, a woman upgraded me. Or the guy. So you get those. No, I'm reading it and it says she upgraded me. So
but being Mary Jane, her dude.
Yeah, there you
Right.
go. There you go.
Right. No, I
yeah, I guess so. I mean, if you're Stedman, then yeah.
Right.
Hey, I'm not. Stedman got it made, man. I'm not. I would like to be over there with Oprah chilling on the jet.
Might not be always cracked up to be.
Right.
I heard that.
Do you really think Oprah's giving him some? He getting it from any what?
What? Wait.
Continue on. I'm trying to get nobody in trouble.
I'm gonna get Stedman in trouble.
Stedman didn't have to answer that question.
I know, exactly.
I love you, Oprah.
I was unwilling to share, or he was unwilling to share.
You can make it personal.
No, I don't want to. He felt a sense of responsibility.
Yeah.
That's number 8.
Yeah.
Number 9, he got over the fear.
Yeah.
Okay.
And last but not least, number 10, he found love within himself.
Yep. Identify who he
So
was.
true. You gotta love yourself
Self-happiness.
before you love anybody else.
Okay. All right.
I concur.
So yeah, it was a nice little tidbit. I got some more for you.
Wonderful. I did want to ask a question because I was recently watching 35 and Ticking, and I really like the movie.
That's a
however, I had a
cute
question
movie. I like
about, and again, it's a character question because in the film, Phil's character, he has settled. I guess he settled down early. And had a baby early, and then ended up getting married, and then the relationship or the marriage didn't quite work out. And I'm just curious to know kind of like your opinion on that sense of, because I know you mentioned getting married or settling down later on in your 40s, but do you think that it's healthy and or people should settle down when kids are involved or in situations or scenarios like that?
I mean, I think it definitely benefits a kid to grow up to be in a settled environment in a home where they have access to mom and pop. I think it's beneficial for the kid. But what was the question?
I'll be getting confused too.
Anyway,
y'all be having these 5-minute questions.
Whatever, because I'm trying to get the background so that people understand.
I'm gonna tell you how you knew he didn't hear you. He was
that's a really good film too.
I'm saying in the film, the character he settled down.
Yeah.
But it didn't seem like he was truly happy, or she wasn't. The wife's character wasn't truly happy, although you was trying to make it work.
Yeah.
So, because we're talking about when is the right time to settle down, and some people tend to settle down because of the simple fact of there are children involved.
Right.
Is that something that can be done? Can people work a situation out because a child?
Yeah.
Is
I think
born?
I think people stay together all the time because of the kids. I hear it all the time. People, I would have left a long time ago, but I didn't want. We stayed. We agreed to stay for the kids, and then they ended up mending the fence along the way. So yeah, I think it's a definite possibility for sure. I mean,
I know people who've been in that situation before, where they had kids out of wedlock, and then or they got married and then they had kids, and she really did want to leave them, and then she's like, no, I'm just going to stay because of my kid. How I'm going to give an example to my own kid?
Yeah.
Just get up and leave.
It's a serious sacrifice, but yeah, I mean, I've seen it done all the time. I hear about it all the time. So, so yeah. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. You got it. You answered it.
So, to settle or not? To settle.
Are you making
not.
a song?
I mean,
Shakespeare.
we can, you know.
No, I don't want to make a song.
I'm just, you know, reiterating so they can get it. That's where we are. So, Keith, as the guest.
Yes, sir.
To settle or not? What do you think about people who settle? Why they may settle? What's your angle with this? How beneficial do you think it is, and how often do you think it happens? Answer that question.
Are you saying settling down, or are you saying settle like just take who you with for the moment? Like
settling down, like trying to settle down for the ultimate goal of marriage.
Yeah.
And how often that happens?
Uh-huh.
How often do you think it happens, and what's the reason why? I don't know how to phrase this question, but give me your angle on how often you think people settle and whether it's detrimental or not, in your opinion.
I think it happens a lot. I mean, I think people settle down a lot. I mean, people are still making babies. People are still getting married. I think the only thing that's changed is the rate of those marriages that work is a lot less, because I think we settle for different reasons, and we like
settle
to say
too quick.
And we have a lot of distractions now. And we have a lot of, because I feel like it's not humanly possible to settle down and be with the same person the rest of your life. It's got to be a spiritual component there, because you can't, because we're all built to design to change and morph into something else. So the moral law and having a spiritual code has to be in place for you to, if you want to go the distance with another human being, because it's such a transient environment we live in, and marriage is built for you to see and be and emote and grow with the same person.
Right.
So, but I do think that it's possible. I definitely think it's possible. I think it's a great thing. I think it's scientifically proven that men that are married live longer. So I think
they don't go to the doctor on their own.
If you're in a good relationship, I had this conversation. I mean, if you're in a good relationship with somebody, I mean, I think it's very healthy to have a life partner, somebody to lean on, depend on, take care of. They take care of you, and you build a foundation, and you grow somebody to grow old with is always very beneficial. It's just a matter of, can you find somebody that you can grow old with?
Can you give advice like that to our younger generation? Because mostly now, most of our younger generation believe that you should go live with someone before getting married, and just to see how they are and how they, how they act.
I'll probably get a whooping for this. I'm of two minds.
Tell the truth and tell the truth and shame the devil.
I hear you.
I was raised in the South, so I was all in the Bible Belt, and it was like, you don't shack up with nobody.
Yeah, exactly. That's what my mama calls it too.
At the same time, though, at the same time, you do kind of want to know what they like Tuesday morning at 10 a.m., Friday night at 7, and after they had a bad day, after they had a good day, and when they don't want to cook and they want to wash the dishes, and when they want to hold out on sex, and when you don't, you kind of want to, and the only way you can really, 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 really get to know somebody is to kind of get in there with them, get in the cut with them, because my thing is like, if you always every time you picking them up, they don't come down to their hair done, and
right, you only get to see one side.
You want to see who that person is.
The side we want y'all to see.
Because everything.
I'm not trying to bend the rule, but I'm just saying that I understand it. I understand it. I mean,
so you're saying there's a lot of facades presented beforehand.
Well, I mean, it can be, but I mean, the representative comes off when you live with somebody.
Correct.
And then you find out, when you come home from the honeymoon, and then they,
that weave come out, the nails come off,
something comes up, and you be like,
face come off,
and after you guys
makeup come off, all of that stuff,
completely comfortable, women. And
that's all natural.
And she just don't care no more.
Using the bathroom with the door open. After that, you get to the nuts and bolts of who this person is. Is this my partner? So. Right. I mean, the whole shacking up just to shack up. I think if you do shack up, I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't. I'm not judging, but I'm saying if you do, it should have some sort of deadline, or it should lead to
marriage.
It should lead to a permanent situation in some way. And I mean,
it's a learning tool.
I wrestle with that one. I wrestle with that one too, because I mean, the generation now, my mom and dad, they raised us up like like you say, the shacking thing ain't where it's at.
Yeah.
But I've seen a lot of things where, man, they bring the bride home and she turned into Godzilla after 3 months, and it's like, I don't even know who this person is. Like, I don't even know who I married. So
there's this concept. I was watching Steve Harvey show, and he was talking about nearly weds, where basically couples, instead of getting married, they just decided to just be together for the rest of their lives, and they don't plan on cheating on one another. It's just they don't feel like it's necessary to, you know, join forces on paper, if you will.
That's just like he's not that into you. Sorry.
The movie, I haven't seen that.
Oh, you haven't seen that? There was a part in Jennifer Aniston character where she actually was with Ben Affleck for almost like 10 or about almost 10 years, but he didn't believe in marriage, and she found out her little sister was getting married, and he was like, oh, congratulations to her, and that's good, and yet she was like, oh, if you're not going to marry me, I don't want to live with you no more. You know?
Oh.
So I mean, really, I'm curious to know what your thoughts on that is, the nearly weds, like, and then the same concept is kind of like just going back to, you know, reality TV, whatever. What Stevie J coined, like the life partner situation, like, you know, we just gonna be together for life. That's what it is. You know, what are your thoughts on
my thoughts on it? I mean, what are my thoughts? What like, how do I feel about newlyweds?
Or the concept or the idea, like.
Basically, would you engage in that activity?
You know what? I wouldn't. I haven't to this point. You know, I think me personally, if I could say I'm gonna spend a life partner, then I'm gonna go ahead and man up and take a ring on it. I'm gonna put a ring on it. Me,
as you should. I mean, you were raised right.
Yeah, I mean that's me.
It's a Southern situation.
Like I say, I don't really judge anybody else because sometimes it works. You see it works, and as soon as that piece of paper and that the legalities come in,
everything
it just does something to the energy and to the vibe, and you see a relationship just disintegrate. So, I mean, it's very complicated.
Something about a title, like
it's something about like, you know, with that concept when a dude is like, I cannot, like I am, like we are joined, and we have to go to a lawyer to break up. Then
this is a business. It's a business decision.
It's a business decision.
Some dudes, they just don't like confinement. Like myself, I don't like confinement. I don't like my seatbelt.
I understand that.
I don't like my seatbelt.
Wear your seatbelt though, bro.
Right. I mean, I do,
but I
occasionally when I get yelled at. But it's just like some guys don't like that.
Yeah, I know a lot. I mean, I understand.
But it's not just guys though. It's some women. Some women.
For sure.
True.
It's women. They I don't want to get married. I don't want to have kids. Like they don't want.
I see people date for 6-7 years and then they get married and they're done in 6 months. It's like,
I've seen that before.
Like y'all was, they were clicking and everything. As soon as they made it official, it was the beginning of the end. So,
nah, you're wrong.
Sometimes titles do kill things.
They do. So I want to take a little bit different angle with this and through the scenario. And the ladies, if you can attest to it and been to the situation, then do so. And fellas, if you've recognized being in this position, then say how you dealt with it. So quickly, in this article by Judy McGuire, based on a book called Settle for a Man Who's Good Enough. When I questioned a friend about why she was marrying a guy whom she found only mildly attractive, didn't enjoy having sex, and wasn't in love with, she told me this: marriage isn't about love. It's about finding a person who gets on your nerve the least. I recall being both horrified, saddened by her cynicism, but I pondered it further, and then I wondered if she might have had a point. Now, there's a lot more that goes on behind that, but how often, or if ever, have you found yourself in a situation, because it also goes on to say that women get into their 30s and they begin to panic, and this is why they begin to settle and then choose from their list and then go about it that way, and then say, well, he don't get on my nerves like that, so I'm gonna take him because he's good, or I'm gonna take him because he has a financial job, whatever the case may be. And then you settle in contentment, knowing that most of what you need, if on this 10 you only getting 2, you know you're not happy, but it's a good situation because you feel like you can get married within your 30s. So how often, or if ever, have you found yourself in this situation, and how true to it be, and have either one of you been in a situation
where I was like the guy that was like unattractive and having bad sex?
Well,
what are you talking about?
You meant, I don't know how. Okay. I apologize for that. So y'all can't really answer that question.
Right?
Yeah. And I do have a separate one for the fellas. But okay, so ladies, just
Well, I think for women, that as a woman gets older, you do kind of we were talking about the clock and all of that, and whether or not a woman has settled down, if she's had children, if she's had all of that or whatever. When we were talking about being Mary Jane, that after a while, after you've been through so many different relationships and you've been through so many heartbreaks and all that, then you kind of just, what's the, lesser of the evils, really? Yeah. And, who could I really just deal with? I hope I would never have to be in that situation.
Would you ever just settle for a good dude? An okay dude?
Wait, no, so you're...
Now you've switched over.
All right, you switched it.
No, it's within the confines of the question. That's what she's saying.
Right, well, but you said, but all in that cereal, like you said, it wasn't good sex. You said like she didn't love him, like
right,
all
so,
kind of.
Right, so
no,
because
because I would be in a.
That's settling. That
is
to me,
settling.
That's
yeah.
my truth.
It is.
That's my like.
No,
so when
I
we
would
brought
not
up
want to do that.
this topic, I really thought like it was settling for the mediocre.
Right,
like
that would
average,
be the mediocre.
like,
that was the mediocre, and I said good dude. I meant okay dude. I'm sorry, or average, whatever. The mediocre or less than. It's all subjective. But would you ever settle? Really?
No, I'm saying I would never want to settle. I mean,
I don't think anybody wants to.
I feel like after a while, like a woman might have a backup plan. You get what I'm saying?
I think
like
all women have a plan B.
In the back of your mind, just like you said, you have some people that you would consider like, you know what? If all else fails, by this point, we're just gonna have to make it happen. It's gonna have to be what it is.
Wait, could I interject? Because this is funny. I have to bring this up. This is like kind of, it was childish, but here he goes. So yeah, this chick, she maybe made a pact with her. Like,
how old were you when you made the pact?
We was teenagers.
Oh, okay, yeah. I made a pact before.
I made a pact.
It's high school. It's like if we ain't married,
when I was 16.
if we ain't married by the age of 30, then we gonna like so. To me, that seems like that's the road that she was going. Like, she saw something within me, and it was just like, okay, so by the age of 30, if we ain't got nothing popping off, then...
So where is she at now?
Yeah. She's pregnant right now.
Oh, okay.
She's about to have a baby.
So
is she married? No.
I'm not going to put her business.
Yeah.
God damn.
I don't know.
But she's married now, so the pack, I'm out of the pack.
Right.
So you're out.
Bow. Yeah, so.
Oh, you said 30. Right. I said 35.
I just turned 30 in October, so.
Congrats.
Libras, congrats.
You just wanted to find a way to say Libras.
I did. There's nothing wrong with it.
You just added that in there.
But there was a case and scenario in the article where her friend said, you know what, she wasn't going to settle and she was okay with her life being as is if she had to die, with never having a man and partying the remainder of the day. So while you said some women will eventually get to their backup plan, this one, she was like, no, I'm cool. I'm going to stay single.
Stay by myself.
Yeah, and at the end of the article, the one who settled ended up being divorced. And she was, and the one who was...
I mean, because that's where it would come to. Or because you're unhappy, you're going to step outside of the marriage, which is like, you might as well just date for your rest of, the rest of your life in that situation. Why, buying together with someone... in that way. But I mean, if somebody wants a family, then that's why they might do the backup plan thing. Like, I want a child, so I'll find someone who would be a suitable father.
Now, see, and all that bothers me, so I did find one in contrast for the men, and it says, thanks, but no thanks. And it reads, we'd like to issue a preemptive response to all women out there who are thinking about lowering their standards and giving us regular guys a second look. So on behalf of all single men everywhere, thanks but no thanks. Please don't settle for us. Don't get us wrong. It's awfully nice of you to let us spend the rest of your lives trying to make you happy, and obviously with our deficiencies, we're honored that you're willing to consider letting us buy you a diamond ring, even though our eyes are the wrong color and you are embarrassed by the lack of our wine knowledge. Really, we appreciate it, but the truth is we're just not comfortable treating marriage like an insurance policy taken out against the prospect of future loneliness, so please don't settle for us. And there's a litany of things that go on from here.
Wow.
But
I got 3 sisters who are so happy with their lives, they would not rather settle. They would rather be happy alone for the rest of their life.
And I think that's rather appropriate, but I hear a lot of conversation with women, and this happens all the time. Like, you just hear them. I'm like how fair is this to the male You know, like, if you really don't want to marry this dude, why put yourself in a situation? And I've asked a question recently is, how do you know when a woman's truly in love with you versus you being a commodity to her? And Keith, I would have to ask you that, especially with the position that you in of having critical acclaim. How do you go about finding a mate and finding it being, I don't want to get you in trouble trying to words just say it's political, but because I would have issue finding out how a woman is, especially if you're Southern. So I'm pretty sure you're a benevolent person, real, sweet woman. How do you know when a girl's with you for you or with you for the life that you can provide her?
I think you just know. I mean, you just trial and error. Just, communicating with them, spending time. There'll be scenarios. You just have to be discerning, and have wisdom, and you have to do a lot of praying, and just that you can read people's energy, and people will show you who they are sooner or later. Sooner or later, you'll see exactly who they are, and you see their motives, and you have to act when you see them accordingly. It don't matter, whether you got $1 in the bank or 100 million. They're gonna show you what time it is. It's just a matter of whether do you want to overlook that. Are you blinded by the goods? The writing is always on the wall, whether you want to read it or not.
My grandmother, she always would say to me, because she's real old school and very religious, and
she's your granny.
She's my granny. I love her very much. But she would say that, don't go buy a house, don't go and do all these things, because then a man might just want you for those things that you have. Because I know you were just talking about a man being able to provide those things for a woman. But she would kind of give it to me in the other way, because she knows that, I'm very ambitious in certain things. So it's like, well, don't do all that. Don't go get the house. Like, wait for the man to be able to buy the house for you. Don't,
she
go.
She was giving you that old school game.
Don't go get the car.
Right. Because she was like, a man's gonna see that, and then he's gonna want to, be laid up in your house and all of that. And so I'm just saying, there's another side to it as well. For the women that men might look for that settle down situation too, like, okay, she can provide everything that I need. Why, you know what I mean? Because I feel like men look at it more in the sense of a woman being loyal. So she may not be the best woman for them, but this woman is loyal, so I'm gonna be down with her because of her loyalty. She's been there from day one. If I had some sort of tragedies or whatever, she's been there. So that's the woman that I'm gonna ride for. Although she may not be the best woman for him, but that loyalty thing, I feel like for a lot of men, that's the stickler. Like, okay.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It most definitely is. You never want to feel betrayed or feel like you have the potential, to be betrayed by the person that you're with. So loyalty is definitely weighs heavy on that.
And I think the thing with loyalty is feeling like she likes you for you. It's seldom that you get a woman that you feel likes you for everything about you. That's all we're really trying to find out is, does she like me for me, who I am, my flaws, my ups, my downs, my ebbs and flows? Just, does she like consuming me as I do her? And loyalty says that in so many ways. But DJ Reed, we are approaching that time for a commercial break. Cue us up. Yeah.
You think I'm so full of it, but I think I'm just fed up, baby. You think I can be so arrogant, but I'm just trying to keep my head up, baby. You think I procrastinate, baby, but I think I'm taking my time. You think you need to leave, but I think I disagree. But if you believe you'll do best without me, I'll let it go, girl, it's over. But before we say goodbye,
You're so full of it, full of it. You just don't know when to let up, baby. I think you're so arrogant, arrogant, that you think you're so much better, baby. That I think it ain't healthy for me to judge you by your flaws, and that's why I know I could criticize, but I put that aside to focus on you and I. But if you believe you'll do best without me, then I'll let it go. It's over. But before we say goodbye, let's give it a try. If you leave, then baby, I'll leave. I'll let it go, but it's over. But I have no doubt we can work it out.
Now if you wanna go, baby, then I'll let you go. And even though I'm trying to hold on, I can't if you don't.
Now if you need me, you're gonna miss me. And I'm not saying that I'll be here waiting.
Since we here right now,
Instead of just walking out,
let's work to reach the point I know that we could be. But if you believe
you'll do best
without me, I'll just hold and just hold.
It's over.
It's over.
We say goodbye.
Let's give it a try. If you leave, yeah, oh, baby, I'll leave. Let it go. It's over. No doubt that I'll work it out. Do best without me.
Want it to be over.
I'll let it go. Girl, it's over. Before we say goodbye, let's give it a try. If you leave, then baby, I'll leave. I'll let it go. Girl, it's over. But I have no doubts we can work it out. Yeah.
It's okay.
So we got another jam coming up by Mr. Keith Robinson called Loving You, I believe. So let's check this jam out. Let's go, DJ Ree.
I wanna show you, yeah. Is it Mile High? Right. It don't matter where we are as long as I'm right up in your mood.
You guys, come on now. Let's get it together. We can't have no bootleggedness, okay? Especially on Keith's song, Loving You. That's not right. Get it together. I'm yelling at y'all now. Get it together. Do we have it together? I don't know. Let me see. Okay.
Paradise, butterflies, get that crazy feeling when I see your eyes. Makes me wanna hold you, yeah. Makes me wanna show you, yeah. Is it mile high, a boat ride? It don't matter where we are as long as I'm right up in your mojo, yeah. Get down and ready, soldier. No matter the place, ooh, no matter the time, I don't need a reason to get next to you. Baby, you're mine, and I'm not ashamed. Ooh, I'll never shy, no. Wherever it is, tell me your fantasy. I wanna try. I will be loving you, baby, loving you, baby, loving you, baby, everywhere. As long as I'm loving you, baby, loving you, baby, loving you, baby, I don't care. I will be loving you, baby, loving you, baby, loving you, baby, everywhere. As long as I'm loving you, baby, loving you, baby, I don't care. In the park after dark, it don't really matter if they wanna watch. Give a fuck no us, no. Cause you're my only focus, yo. No matter where it is, girl, I give it all the same. I got bail money, we get arrested. Anywhere, girl, I'm down with a session. No matter the place, ooh, no matter the time, no matter the time, I don't need a reason to get next to you. Baby, you're mine, baby, you're mine. And I'm never shy, ooh, I'll never shy, never shy. Wherever it is, tell me your fantasy. I wanna try. I wanna be loving you, baby, loving you, baby, loving you, baby, everywhere. As long as I'm loving you, baby, loving you, baby, loving you, baby, I don't care. I wanna be loving you, baby, loving you, baby, everywhere. As long as I'm loving you, baby, loving you, baby, I don't care. Roll with the cheap seats, kitchen counter, and the shower, in the bathroom on your lunch hour, down the coastline, up in the high rise. Anytime you feel it and you need to ride, yo, I'm down too. Yo, that sound cool. It don't really matter if I'm loving you. Boy, good.
Right. Loving You. Can you tell us a little bit about that song?
That's my ode to PDA. Don't be afraid to show it in public with your girl.
I'm grabbing butts. All
it actually
of that.
came from a it came from an argument
What?
too from the girl I was with at the time. Well, actually, the girl that I'm with now. Actually.
There you go. It's good. It's good.
Nah, I was just like, you always, it's that, that argument you get, fellas, you can attest to this when your girl's like, you act different around your friends, or, you treat me, you be affectionate in the crib, but then out, you be,
Yeah.
in your
But you don't want to be
element.
slobbing down your lady in front of your boy,
Right,
like
right. I mean, that was in essence what, and this song was just like saying that, I don't care where we at, I don't care what we, not to,
Sometimes they
that
sometimes
it
they
just
need to
sparked
hear
that concept
Yeah,
that
they need to hear it.
Definitely.
But let's, in the park, in the dark,
Cheating PlayStation.
On your job, kitchen counter.
Mama house.
Definitely something you can make up.
Your mama house.
You know what I
Why
mean?
not? I got it in on my parents' bed once or twice.
Definitely something you can make up to. There's not a lot of stuff you can play in the bedroom while you in that element. And
maybe it's
that took me to a place.
I'll be
loving you.
Yep.
Nothing like it. So, Keith.
Yes, sir.
Anything you got coming up outside of Four Seasons that you want to?
Yep. Well, of course, we got James Brown, Get On Up.
Okay.
Big flick. That comes out August the 1st. So definitely go see that August the 1st, on August the 1st. Go check that out. I got another movie called Crew that's coming out.
I just saw that today.
CRU.
Right. He was making fun of me because I was like,
she was like, what is
C-R-U?
C? I was like, it's spelled crew.
Yeah, Crew. It's actually a French word that they use in French wine making, and it means growth, basically. So it's not like crew like we think. But it's a real heavy emotional piece. I play this big time lawyer that gets diagnosed with terminal cancer and has to kind of make amends with his 4 high school friends. They had a severe car accident in high school after a state championship, and it changed their lives, and all of them went in separate directions for the worst, except for my character. And I guess my character kind of got his later in life once he had reached the apex of his career. So that's pretty heavy with Harry Lennox and Sammy Robitaille and Richard T. Jones. A lot of great actors in that. Antoine Tanner. That'll be out this summer, and I got a new album, a new EP coming out called Love Episodic.
Episodic.
So the first single, I think, right now, what I'm feeling right now, but it's changed every time we go in the studio and cut another record. I'm like, that's the first single. But right now, it's called Famous for Loving You.
Okay. I'm gonna definitely get it.
But I'm gonna come back through once it drop and lace y'all with some new music. So I'm gonna drop it around the same time as James Brown.
Okay.
James Brown movie, and there'll be other stuff. I'm always working. I'm always into something, so I'll keep y'all in the loop for sure. My Twitter is Keith Sings.
Keith Sings.
Pretty simple. My Facebook is also Keith Robinson Sings. My Instagram is Keith Sings.
Keith Sings, y'all.
So tweet me, like me. I'ma tweet you. I'ma like you back. Shouting. You know what I'm talking about? 8 times a mile. So that's what it is.
That's what's up. Is music is it still your dominant love? 'Cause I'm a musician. He's a singer, and it's something that we.
Yeah,
I'm a musician as well. They'll be trying to tell me.
I'm a musician as well.
Music is definitely my first love. That's what. I mean, that's why I moved to Hollywood. To cut a record. I told my peoples I'll be back. We got to re-up. We got to re-sign, and
that's
get back home. But that was years ago. But yeah, music is my first love. That's from my heart. I mean, I love them both. I really never want to have to choose, between the two. I feel like, every scene has a rhythm and every song has drama. Mm-hmm. So it's just, pick a car, we're going to the same place.
I heard that.
You know what I'm talking about?
Do you plan to continue to, do your music independently, or do you feel like...
I think, I don't know. I mean, I think it case by case, depends on the situation. I mean, I love the independent format for the fact that you have your creative freedom. Mm-hmm. It's always good to have a big machine behind you, of course.
True.
And maintain your creative freedom. That's the ultimate goal.
That's hard to do. That's hard to do once you have that big machine behind you.
Yeah, it is. So I mean, I just take it, song by song and project by project. But right now, I'm not mad at the independent model because, like you say, it's hands-on, it's me, it's unfiltered me. So I love that about it. It's just, building that fan base and getting those people. Because once you got the people, then that's all you need. You don't need the middleman no more.
Right.
You don't need the swivel chairs telling you what's hot, and you wouldn't even hang with them in high school. Like, you ain't even hot. How you gonna tell me what's hot?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
And now, is there any resentment in this project based on how the first one did and did not come through? Is there any extra motivation to...
Resentment from which project? When I was signed?
The very first one, yeah.
Not at all. That was so long ago. There's no resentment. Resentment is dead weight, kids. people. You don't need it.
It doesn't
There's no
do you any
resentment.
good.
I'm just happy to be an artist, and and there's every that project was a blessing. It taught me a lot. You know what I mean? It officially got me in the game because I officially said I ain't going back to school. I can't go back to school now because. Not that I recommend that, but I mean, it just kind of it was my intro into the entertainment business. So,
now, would you have any advice for artists like Cam, engineers like myself,
he's speaking,
as or anybody else out there? Because you said you was your intro to the game. What's your best way of getting into the game?
Power Rangers.
There's no.
I was reading. I'm gonna tell you. I was reading your bio. I was like,
there's
no
way.
No, he was going to be a Power Ranger when he moved out here.
No, not at all. Not at all.
Iconic though.
But I'm gonna tell you, like Power Rangers was my thing when you.
Was it?
Why not?
Everybody's thing.
It was everybody, and they always had one black dude.
One black dude, Zach.
I'm happy that I got to meet
Ranger.
a cool black.
That's what's
Power
up.
Ranger,
That's
you know
what's
what
up.
I'm saying?
That's what's up.
Yeah.
No, but as like he said, because I was gonna ask that question, but you
Libras think alike.
As we should. But yeah, I was gonna ask for those people who are aspiring, who dibble and dabble, or they don't really know what lane they really want to go down, because they can go down several different lanes with their passions and their gifts. What would you say to that person in terms of
just go down a lane, and the lane you're supposed to be in will find you, as long as you stay true to yourself and hone your craft, whatever it is that you're doing or that you think you feel like you want to do. Just get good at it. Why? I tell people all the time, if you're knocking on the door, just get really good at knocking, and that door will open the one that's supposed to open for you. There's no one way to get into this business. Everybody has their own individual story. So I can never tell you, do this, holler at this person, do this. I don't even know, because I don't even know how I got here. It was by the grace of God, but I know that there's always a common denominator with every artist, is that they were consistent, and they kept at it, they honed their craft, and they never stopped. And whatever happened from there. You know what I mean? And I'm still a work in progress. Trust me.
Right.
That's what's up. Righteous. So we're going to go to our next top 10, if I may.
For the women.
Is that okay? Now this is top 10 signs she's definitely not wifey material.
This ought to be interesting.
This is not for the women. There we go. She's selfish and wants all the attention on her at all times. Definitely don't want that. Definitely don't want that. She's really jealous and picky about whom you associate yourself with.
She wants the best for you.
What?
I'm just saying.
She's gonna just tell you what friends you can have.
She doesn't get along with any of your friends. Gotcha. She wants the best for me there too. She's no friends.
Yeah.
She tries too hard to change you.
Yeah.
Shouldn't try and change a man.
You said what? You
Shouldn't
can't
try to change a man.
He has to change on his own.
Yeah, he does, definitely. She can't cook. She can't cook your favorite dishes.
Y'all can go buy it. Come on.
We supposed to save money
I'm
by
just
cooking.
saying. I'm saying it's not my issue. I'm just saying.
She can cook.
There are other options.
So got you.
I could.
Complaining is one of the few things she does well. She is happier with the new Giuseppe Zanotti shoes than your love and affection.
Wow.
Damn. Back there in the back from Keith. You stole her from your previous man.
Wow.
She said she was in love with.
You lose them how you get them. That's what my grandma told me.
That happened to me. And, it's never a fun
Give you
thing.
good advice.
But, you live and you learn. That could have been one of my foolish things.
Right. Now we think of it.
Yeah, now too late. So sorry. She's jobless but keeps insisting that she's trying to find herself.
It's creative.
Yeah, it is. She's over 19 years old.
I didn't get that.
Wait.
She's over 19.
Wait.
Over
Oh.
19.
Wait, but that's a reason to.
She's definitely not wifey material.
Because
this is some, I don't know where this came from, but bonus. She doesn't look back at it or cup. Chris knew it already.
This is terribly going. This list
sorry.
is like getting worse as it
Don't
goes.
settle. Basically, you got to keep it spicy.
But 19 though. She's.
I mean,
over-
this is not me. This is. I'm not the writer of this article. Who is the writer of this article? Actually, where did this? It came from Elite Daily.
You're the sharer.
No, it came from Elite Daily. I think the dude's name was like Eddie Cuffin is what the dude's name is. So yeah, shout out to Eddie for that good list. Okay.
So we
going
can
on over here.
as the show is
yeah, I'm like
the show is coming to its end, its conclusion. We can have our final thoughts, and Keith, we'd like you to say your piece.
It was a good. Thank y'all for having me, man. It's good to have these conversations. It's purging. It's good. It's real good. It's necessary to talk about love and relationships because I think it helps us understand them more. If you know what I'm saying.
Yes.
Theo.
Communication is very, very important, and I really do thank you for coming and joining us. And
Thanks for having me.
Of course, we hope it's not the last time.
Now I'm gonna come back through. I'm gonna definitely come back through with some new music and come with some juicy topics.
All day.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten to those yet.
No,
they're scared of those.
We have one. We have an upcoming topic called why date black women? Why do we continue to date black women?
Why not?
Why in the hell?
That's what I say. Why
black
not?
woman?
That's the future.
Yeah. But
that's the future topic.
You'd have to. It's based on an article, and it comes off negative, but it's going to end up telling you why we date black women. But it's coming from a.
No, it's kind of a weird question. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah. That's why you got to tune in because it's gonna be some hot.
It's definitely gonna invoke thought in some situations.
Okay.
But if you want to see some of our previous ones, especially love languages, see your love language. Go to Monday Night Love Sessions on YouTube and it'll come up.
I will. I definitely will, man.
Cameron, final thoughts.
Don't settle.
Don't settle.
Don't settle.
I'm gonna just tell you. I mean, you. I look at it like this: if you settle, you're always gonna be wondering what if.
True.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you really take the time and you invest the time in finding a person that will satisfy you and compliment you in every way possible, then that is the person that you're supposed to be with. If you're settling for, oh, she's loyal, she can cook for me and all of that, but there's other things lacking. Those areas in your life that are lacking, or those areas within your relationship that are lacking, are definitely going to be detrimental to that relationship. So definitely got to take that time to figure it out.
When do you think is the right time for you to settle down?
When do I think the right time?
For you.
When God says it's possible.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the best advice to do.
Miss Roro?
Yeah, I believe so. It's just like, the only thing you can do is just pray about it and let God guide you on who you're going to be with. I would give you this little website called thoughtcatalog.com, and it tells you about the 12. I know, huh?
Thanks.
Okay, I'm going to give it to you anyway. And if you read about it, it gives you the 12 lessons on what you need to learn before settling down. So, think about it. Think about who you're loving right then and there, and if they're going to be the right person for you. Akila, and have a good night.
Show.
That's me. Yeah. What do you want me to say?
Your final thoughts?
Your final thoughts. Just like Jerry, final thoughts.
Well, I mean, I would agree with you. I just feel like people should really take into account everything that's going to go into settling down with a person before you settle down, and just make sure that, you'll be ready for that commitment. Because again, like Keith was sharing, there are a lot of people who get divorced, and it's like what I've always been taught, and my mentality is like, if I'm getting married for life. So it's health, sickness, health, to death do us part. So I wouldn't want to play with it. Like there was a time when I was younger, like I said, I wanted to get married young, and I realized that I didn't want to get married. I just kind of wanted a wedding. Like I just wanted
the reception,
the party, and to get dressed up and all of that. And when I really realized that, I had to come to myself and regroup and really start figuring myself out and other things out, because marriage is serious. So I don't want to just settle for anyone But when I settle down, I don't want to have to keep settling down. Like, settle down one time, that's it.
Yeah.
One and done.
One and done. Yeah. So.
I'm gonna try this, and I'm almost certain I'm gonna fail. This is just based on how this went today, so I'm gonna try to sum this up. So, to settle or not to settle can leave you on a trail to love, like Hansel and Gretel. Women, if you can get over your top 10, then it's possible for you to accrue complementary men. Men, if you can mature, then a relationship you can endure. Although there's no true solution, understand that love is evolution. Keep learning, live in love.
Snap, 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 snap.
That was some great spoken word. Stupid. I just want to say once again, thanks for coming on, Keith.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks for having me, man. I appreciate it. I had a good time.
Good
time.
You gotta come back.
So,
I will be back.
DJ Reed, this is your chance to take us out. Shout outs to Pitbull. Shout out to Blackline Entertainment.
Are we showing the preview? No?
Also,
Yes, no?
shout out to
Keep shouting out. Shout out.
Shout out to Gospel Cafe.
Sundays, 6 to 8.
Sundays 6 to 8. Please tune in. You get enough of your music. Of course, shout out to Too Dope. Yeah. And a couple other things. But we are going to sign out right now. Miss Roro has something to say.
Huh?
That's exactly what she had to say.
I'm sorry.
Listen in on the topic next week.
No, that's not what we're gonna say, right? Yes, we have a
special.
Look,
We have a
here we go.
We have a special thing going on next week. But no,
okay, that's not what it. Okay. So Keith talked about Get On Up. Here's a preview for
a preview on Get On Up.
The movie. Go watch it. Go see it August 1st.
Yeah.
There we go.
James, and I'm here for another amazing trailer review. Do enjoy.
Sorry for the lack of a poster for Get On Up. They just haven't released one yet.
DJ Ray, your job. We out of here. Thank you, Keith. Thank you for coming by. Yeah.
That was a fucking... That's why I'm in a situation where I can hurt you. Can I talk to you? Okay.
First of all, I wanna tell you that all I do is have love for you. No matter we go separate ways, I still ride for you. Cause you're the truth. Can't be replaced. You're the type of girl that make a nigga go out and get the ring. But the problem is, I'm not positive that I can give the commitment that you're asking for. Cause right now I'm young, and though you're the one, I can't guarantee that I can be the one you want. Someone who is faithful. I'm not admitting I can do it, just don't wanna put you through it. She may holler, I may holler, but I wouldn't wanna do that to you, know. To see you cause you're ready to get serious. I'm not cause I'm still curious. I'd rather keep it real until